All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Battle of the Elements, game number 2 is getting underway here. MiG is the Frost in the bottom left, being appropriately played by the blue. And the Storm from Xenics, headed by the Storm Zerg yellow, is going to be in the top right of the map, and they are going to be in the red. And both teams kind of dancing around in the middle here. They know exactly where each other
They know where some of the champions are, yep. The thing is that we see that Impact grab Clairvoyance. He did actually use that on the spawn of MiG Frost to see exactly what items they purchased to know if they're going for any sort of aggression. Because Urgot has Doran's Blade and Dr. Mundo has that cloth armor, they are in a pretty good situation to do an early fight. So Xenic Storm is playing extremely defensively in their jungle right now. But they weren't defensive enough and MiG MiG actually got a ward by their Wraiths in their jungle, so they're going to be able to see exactly what's going on here. Yep. Clairvoyance going down once again to make sure that no one's hiding in any of the bushes. So nice job by Xenic Storm to be able to play defensively with that Clairvoyance. In the beginning of the game, it's free to use it, so you just got to choose where are you going to be trying to get that vision.
Yeah, very low cooldown on that, so it's nice to take that. Oro's going to go ahead and start at the golems here and get those golems, since it wouldn't have been safe to take the raids since there was a ward next to their wraiths. And move on to the red buff. He's going to get pulled out by Many Reason, who's then going to shift back around to the mid lane. So everyone just going back out to their lanes now.
Yeah, we do actually have Kog'Maw getting to the lane a little bit late, so he's going to miss out on a few of the early CS, give Anivia a slight advantage, but that's not anything too critical.
Yeah, he went around the long way. That's interesting. I wonder if it's because they knew there was a ward by raids and he didn't want to walk through there in case they were camping, or I don't know. But he did go around there, missed out on a couple creeps and a little bit of experience there.
Yep. But, oh, nice CV, knowing the exact timing of the jungle of MiG Frost. Because Dr. Mundo has been used so frequently in the Korean scene, they know pretty much all the paths that he's going to be going through, and the timing of the specific players that are going to be using him. So knowing the general...
oh, double! Oh, they're going with level 2. They knew they got level 2 a little bit earlier, trying to do some damage here. SBS going to try and do some damage back with her Boomerang Blade. But no, Impact did not quite get there. That was actually a really cool idea. They know they got there a little bit earlier, so right when they both hit level 2, they both used their 2 abilities against the level 1 champions to try and do some damage.
Horo is here to try to do some damage, but there is a ward from MiG Frost that are going to see that it's happening, and Horo's going to have to back off for Xenic Storm. A little unfortunate because he is already level 3 with both buffs. He would have been able to do a lot of damage if he could get in. Like you were saying before, SBS grabbing Sivir is a really nice counter for the poke of Locodoco's Urgot. But the spell shield has a very long cooldown, so once it gets popped the first time, it's very hard to keep away. So that's why we saw them go so aggressive once they hit level 2. Yeah. They had the ability advantage, plus they were able to prevent Sivir from actually using spell shield.
Well, she wasn't level 2 yet, so she didn't even take it yet anyway. So yeah, you're exactly right though that's something they're going to be able to use to their advantage in the future.
Yep.
Many Reason going back already and picking up. What did he pick up? Oh, it just looks like a Doran's Ring and a ward.
And like we were talking about before, Soraka's going to be the one targeted down a lot in the beginning. She's going to have to choose who she actually heals. It's a relatively long cooldown, especially for early in the game. So you can keep your lane alive for a long period of time, but it's something that does run out eventually because of the recent patch changes.
Soraka is a good companion to Sivir as well, because even though she gets mana back from her spell shield, she doesn't get that all the time. It's, you know.
Oh, and Locodoco's actually recalling because he is out of mana.
Wow.
But there's a ward right there, so SBS is going to be able to keep him here a little longer than he would have liked to stay.
That was actually kind of dangerous because I don't know if they knew that Mad Life had gone back as well. Yeah. Locodoco was by himself.
But there's not really any way for Sivir to engage this early on.
Yeah, no, you're right. They don't have any kind of...
Soraka could get out of the situation without too much trouble. He's going to grab the Boots of Speed that he needs to be able to stay with it, or be able to dodge the Boomerang Blade of Sivir, and then also grabbing that Longsword, already going for the Brutalizer, or the Brutalizer early on to try to reduce the cooldowns and able to throw a few more Acid Hunters.
Yep. And SBS is going to be able to get topped up by mana. Impact can just use Soraka's ability to give mana to another champion, which no longer, by the way, this is a few patches old, I guess, but in case you didn't hear about it, no longer gives mana to Soraka herself. but that's good for Sivir because her Boomerang Blade costs a lot of mana, so if she wants to do some harassment with that, she's going to need those top-ups of mana.
Yep, and the Infuse can also be used as a way to silence.
Really nice wall.
That's going to force the flash early on for many reasons, putting him in a little bit of a dangerous situation. But the thing is, he knows Anivia in and out, so playing against the champion that you're really comfortable with is also very, very strong.
That was a good move, though. He was able to avoid the Infected Cleaver, which is now Infected Briefcase in this skin.
We haven't talked about the summoner spells quite yet, but many reasons actually grab Flash and Ghost. So Kog'Maw, a very squishy champion, but dealing a lot of damage. He's going to be able to stay extremely mobile, doesn't need Exhaust or Ignite on him. Just wants to stay alive more than dealing damage and let the rest of the team work on the utility spells. Meanwhile, Cloud Templar. Oh, never mind. We got a fight going on. That's more important.
Loco. I think he saw the spell shield go up, and that's why we didn't see him to send out another Acid Hunter, since he knew it would just aid her. Mei and Horo are both behind Gunwoong now. Is he going to get it? He glanced the Q, and now he's going to be able to dash to him. The pool as well slows him down. Gunwoong, running for dear life, is not going to be able to get away. First blood goes to Vladimir at the top.
Yeah, I was talking about Ezreal having a lot of maneuverability to get away from ganks, but that's only if you're at the same line as your opponents to start on. Using that Arcane Shift, he only got to where he normally would have been if a gank started on top of him, and then flashing on top of that was not enough to get away from both Vladimir and Lee Sin. So that's going to be first blood going for Xenics Storm, starting out once again very strong in the early game. And putting on some hurt on Loco Doco. That ward in that bush is going to give them a lot of vision. True Shot Barrage is going to go down, preventing Vladimir from backing for a couple extra seconds.
Yeah, making sure he didn't miss out on some of those creeps on the tower as well. From a long range there.
Yeah, that ultimate from Ezreal is really nice, especially early on, because it does have a nice cooldown, or a very short cooldown. So you can use it for just stunning enemy champions, or if you see someone low across the map, you can try to go for that hit as well.
Yeah.
Really fun to play with him.
Haven't played a lot of Ezreal recently, but he is definitely a cool champion overall. Mad Life's just going to go ahead and soak up some hits in order to help freeze the lane. No, this is not lag. This is actually them freezing the lane here, making sure that the creeps don't get too far away from their tower by getting killed on the tower, I guess. Yep,
use the long range of Urgot. You're able to put on a lot of attacks against your enemy champion. So if you keep the lane frozen near your own turret, you have a very long distance from the minion line all the way up to the enemy turret. And through that entire time that the enemy is running through that distance, you're able to just constantly put hurt on them. So really nice job by MiG to freeze the lane when they saw that Xenics Storm bottom lane was headed home.
Yep. And it looks like Mei, he did go back, but he got level 2 boots instead of going for that.
Yeah, that's going to allow him to dodge the abilities of Ezreal a little bit nicer, but also...
the reverser goes down on SPS, doesn't take any turret hits. He doesn't get the headbutt back into turret range. The pulverize goes off. Now he's going to headbutt him back. And Cloud Templar there as well is going to help help Loco Doco pick up the kill there.
Yeah, that was a beautiful job by Impact to infuse Alistar to prevent the headbutt like we would normally see in that situation, but it wasn't long enough because Cloud Templar was able to come in and help finish that off. It was a 2-on-2, would have been a really nice move by Xenics Storm, but a little bit unfortunate for them to be so aggressive. And that's where freezing the lane also helps as well, as it keeps the enemies out of position, so you have a lot stronger potential to actually get a gank off. And then you can push up and take down the turret, because Soraka, I'm sorry, you can heal people, but you can't push the enemy away from the turret.
Mad Life even using Triumphant Roar to heal the minions so that they stayed alive longer for more hits on the tower. And bottom tower goes down very quickly at 9.5 minutes.
Yep. Cloud Templar dropping some wards. Xenics Storm did actually ping it. They don't have wards in the area, but they were saying, all right, they might be going to this area. Just make sure that no one goes for the dragon. Many reasons went and checked and knew that, all right, we're safe, and before going back to his own lane. So very important to know what your enemy's doing.
Yeah, definitely. Things pretty even here. A little bit of a battle in the middle. Many reason stepping into the Glacial Storm a little bit. This storm cast by Many Reason of Storm.
Nope.
I'm sorry, of Frost. Gosh, I'm trying to make these great puns and I'm just messing them up. Maybe I should just not start. Maybe I should...
He'll soon be a quick... yeah, I can't work on you. His name's Rapid Star. That's my pun. All right.
Ah, yes.
All right, so now that
there's many reasons that didn't work.
There we go. Xenics actually took out because they lost the turret in the bottom lane, they are actually sending impact to the middle lane. So 4 champions from Xenics are going to do a lot of damage on this middle turret before Alistar can actually get here. That's a lot of damage onto many reasons and impact. However, Horo is able to shield and prevent a little bit of the extra damage.
That was a cool idea to try and lock Kog'Maw in right when the last minion was about to fall, so that he would take a turret hit or 2. And could have resulted in a kill actually, but couldn't quite lock him in completely.
Nice dodge of the Acid Hunter there by Mei.
Yeah.
So we actually have a lane shift here. Locodoku's gone to the top lane to fight against Mei. He is 2 levels lower, but the thing is with Mad Life there, they're able to fight against Vladimir quite nicely. And then Ezreal went to the bottom lane to go against Sivir 1v1, most likely, because Ezreal's doing decently well right now, 85 CS compared to Sivir's 94, so a little bit behind there, but the fact of having that extra Ruby Crystal, in addition to the level 2 boots, Doran's Blade, and Vampiric Scepter, is going to stay extremely durable in the lane. He's actually pushing up to the tier 2 turret. It's going to make him pretty vulnerable if Xenix Storm sees it and stays away from this top lane for a little while.
Oh, and we have Lee Sin hiding up here. Horo is in the area. And he's actually going to sneak in there. Many Reason is coming too, but they see him with that ward in that tri-bush. And Mei was actually pushing the minions up as well, possibly to get Lee Sin in that bush. Yes, so they could get Lee Sin in that bush. They do not know he's there. He's trying to bait him a little bit.
Yeah, this is nice positioning by Many Reason as well. It sort of can guess that there's a ward there for MiG Frost. So MiG Frost expects a gank to come, but they don't expect it to be in the bush already. But unfortunately, the minions did not get pushed up enough for them to actually use it. So they're just going to be pushing strong on this turret, not actually able to do any damage against the champions, but able to hurt it a little bit. Meanwhile, Sivir's going toe-to-toe against Anivia in the mid lane before backing off and trying to crush onto Ezreal here. Impact is fighting him to try to keep the turret alive, but doing very little damage.
Mad Life taking some damage up there at top. They actually, with the 3-on-2 here, just so much damage being put out. Locodoco and Mad Life don't really have the ability to kill minions quickly. They don't have any AoE spells like Call of Templar does, so they were not able to kill off the minions quick enough, and a lot of damage was done to that tower. Ezreal now 1v2ing at the bottom here with the level advantage over Sivir and Soraka.
Yep, he was able to use his True Shot Barrage to clear up the minions a little bit to make sure that it keeps the pressure on. If he can keep that wave near the tier 2 turret, that gives MiG Frost a lot more zone that's kind of under their control, including the dragon. So once MiG can defend this top turret, which we just see that they are able to, well, sort of. Vladimir's still putting on a lot of hurt. Once that happens, then the rest of the champions are going to be able to back off and go get that dragon if they feel comfortable doing it.
Oh, Many Reason gets caught by the crystallized wall, but Horo is here on the other side, so it would be a 2v1, and Rapid Star is actually going to have to turn tail and actually runs into it to try and kill Many Reason, and then gets away with a flash. With the flash in, they're going after Mei in the top here. Mei is definitely going to die. Is Many Reason? No, Mei actually with the summoner. No, with the wish from Soraka is able to get out alive. Rapid Star has been egged. He goes down. Mei is finally going to be killed off by the 3 chasing up there. Gunwung arrives a little bit too late to get any damage done. And it looks like Xenix might get the first dragon.
Yeah, they're positioning there, but they're not completely safe. They know that Cloud Templar is up top lane, so MiG does not have a smite in the area. So even if it does become contested, Xenix will win this without any problem. So we see actually MiG Frost is going to put some hurt on the turret. They're not even going to contest the dragon. Not a bad idea.
Oh no. 4 members of Xenix bearing down on 3 of MiG. And oh, Horo does catch Mad Life. He headbutts him away, but he is running for dear life. Gunwung is there as well, but he can't really do much at this point other than just... Wow. Nice. Excellent kill by Xenix.
Yeah, having those extra tier 2 boosts is going to get it so that they can pick off a lot of those exit kills very nicely. But Cloud Templar kept pushing up the top lane while that happened, so they traded a death for a tower. Not too bad for them to get even more control. 2 towers down for Xenix Storm already. Actually, yeah, who took the dragon? I missed that. Oh, of course, Xenix Storm.
Xenix did, yeah. And they actually still haven't picked up their own blue. They've been too occupied trying to defend mid lane.
CV going down and seeing Rapid Star. because Rapstar still only has those level 1 boots, he isn't able to pull out those miraculous escapes like many reason was. I don't think he got the memo that boosted swiftness is one of the essential items for Anivia.
And seeing Loco beat Recall out of that bush, they knew that they had an advantage, so that's when they took the opportunity to go for that blue buff. Go ahead and get it onto Kog'Maw. Yep, and actually going for the Catalyst again. I actually, maybe I'm just not up with the current build, I guess. I thought that Anivia's almost always went tier first, but we've seen the Catalyst go down for Anivia both games instead. So
well, as long as she can control her mana nicely and get the blue buff a lot for her team, she doesn't actually need that extra mana regeneration or mana pool from the tier of the goddess. So having that Catalyst is going to allow her to stay alive longer and prevent a lot more ganks, and then move up to the Archangel staff later on. But it looks like she might actually be going for the Ryla's Crystal Staff to get that little extra slow. We're going to have to see what she buys the next time she goes back.
Could very well be going for a Rod of Ages as well.
And really nice job by Xenics to use these CVs, preventing a lot of the ganks that are happening. Oh, True Shot Barrage almost hits 3 champions up Xenics, but just barely misses.
Oh,
once again,
gets caught,
keeping
Mad
Mediriz
Life
within
headbutts
turret
him away,
distance.
and is Exchange going to die? The ult from Vladimir is going to finish him off, I believe. He's just standing there waiting for it. Yep. He accepted his fate.
Triumphant roar right before he died.
He's right, exactly.
Not so triumphant, though, when you're doing it from the grave.
He accepted his fate like true Minotaur.
Stuck in the labyrinth.
Xenics doing some serious pokage here on the tower. They need to be careful because that tower's going to go down, and then they might find him. The position reverser jogs in Horo, but he can shield out of there. No, his shield must have been down. The wish from Soraka keeps him alive, and almost a kill on Loco, but not quite.
Beautiful abilities from Xenics keeping Impact just barely alive. Everything was used on her. Shield from Lee Sin in addition to the wish. And then they were also able to take down the turret. So really, really nice positioning by Xenics.
I wonder if, he didn't safeguard out of there. I wonder if Loco actually waited for him to use his safeguard on someone before switching. Might have been what happened, but very nice move there. Loco very low on health here. Needs to be careful. He does not take a single hit from Kog'Maw.
As he takes a hit.
As he takes a hit from Kog'Maw, and another one. I think he shielded that one though, so that was good.
Oh, Mad Life taking a couple extra hits from the turret. Not too bad because he's going to get that life back to prevent the minions from actually taking the damage. Just to guarantee they will take that turret. So 3 turrets now for MiG Frost, 2 for Xenics. Nice job overall with that. Meanwhile, True Shot Barrage once again going down just to keep the zoning control for MiG Frost.
Yep. And the blue buff now taken for MiG on their side of the map. 24.1k gold versus 24.0. Nope, just 1k gold now. It just switched over. Exactly even gold counts here. Yep. With a margin of error of 100 gold.
Even though Xenics is up in kills, and they also got that first dragon. So nice job for MiG Frost to keep the minion score in their favor.
And their tower up as well.
Yep, that also helps. Just got to make sure they keep that advantage. So giving the red buff to Gung is going to be really good because using his abilities actually procs the slow from the red buff as well. So just continuing to take as much advantage of it as you possibly can. A ping going down on Baron, I think that was just for the ward that was placed. I don't think they're going to be going for it anytime soon, but that would be exciting to see if a contest happens at this point. But Ezreal has been pushing top. Meanwhile, Dr. Mundo is going to the bottom lane to try to keep the split pushing going on before the minions of Xenics can put any sort of pressure on this middle turret.
Mundo realizes there's a big battle brewing here.
Yep.
And recalls back to in order to get involved. Rapid Star is actually, oh wow, look at this. Gunwung, oh no. Oh, he doesn't know there's a ward there. Okay, now he knows, but he can actually just phase shift into safe territory if need be. Interesting vision ward there in the middle of the lane.
Yeah, we see that Urgot has both the Brutalizer and the Glacial Shroud, so he's in a really nice position. He's going to want to grab that Frozen Heart relatively soon, but even without it, he's very, very strong. He's going to be able to do exactly what he needs to, throwing out those Acid Hunters. Meanwhile, Sivir, she's just barely not having the Infinity Edge, so not doing as much damage as she could be if she had 300 extra gold.
Yeah. This is really interesting. I mean, the way these two teams are set up. Oh, look at that. SBS absorbing an effective cleaver with his spell shield. But both teams have really good poke comps. They both have the ability to poke really well. We have the the ultimate from Kog'Maw, the boomerang blade from Sivir, and on the other side, Cloud Templar has the infected cleavers, and we have some acid hunters from Locodoco as well. So when we do have these battles on tower, they both have the ability to clear minions really quick too. So it's really tough for either team to really take out towers unless they get a good push going.
Yeah, Xenics is looking to start this dragon just to force the fight. They see that there's only 4 of MiG Frost in the area. Ezreal is fighting some minions in the middle lane before actually coming to help and turn into a 5v5. So now MiG does have the full force if they want to go in for it. Rapid Star trying to pick off someone, but just barely misses. Instead zones out Xenics.
We're seeing here that Many Reason with that Kog'Maw ult does have the superior pokage. Gunwung firing his True Shot Barrage in, hits 3 or 4 champions.
Hit all 5 actually. That's a beautiful shot by Gunwung. Made up for his whiff from before.
And they're going to catch Horo.
Nice job to keep Horo out of it, but he's going to be able to jump to his allied champions and get away. MiG in a position to grab the dragon, but unfortunately that's going to leave Gunwung alone. Xenix was pinging him, but realizing, no, we can't go to him quite yet. Let's go for the fight instead.
Horo jumping in, he gets headbutted back, or rather pulverized back by Alistar there. Cloud Templar is probably going to be able to get away from this since he is, after all, Mundo. But it looks like Xenix now is in a better position. They're going to grab Dragon.
Yeah, nice job for Xenix to take advantage of that situation. They peeled off to go after Ezreal if Frost were to actually go for the dragon, but realized, no, that it's actually something that they could split off Cloud Templar, keep it a 3v5 or a 1v5, something that MiG Frost did not want to engage on, so it gave them the dragon. So really nice positioning by them. Nice teamwork to move almost as one complete unit. Exactly what needs to be happening.
It's basically, it looks like Xenix, they kind of made a move like they were going to abandon Dragon and go after Gunwung, and then once they started Dragon, they turned around and went back to Dragon when MiG was in a worse position at that point, and they had kind of had to they were forced to run a little bit and ended up losing the Dragon.
Yeah, that's the dance that a lot of these top-level teams are going to be playing. It's all about just finding the positioning that you're going to have a superior advantage, and then you're pulling the trigger. Unfortunately, a lot of times they haven't figured out exactly what sort of positions are advantageous, and sometimes they engage when they don't necessarily want to. And that's when we see the team fights going disadvantageously for one team.
Delicate dance it is indeed. And so things have kind of cleared up now. Both teams just kind of farming up. They know they're a little bit safe at the moment, just pushing out lanes. We do have some movement around the Baron area, but I think Soraka's just clearing up wards. But we might have a team fight here going on. It's 4v3 in the middle right now with Lee Sin on bottom, and Soraka coming down, though, will even things up. They do not know where Anivia is.
It's interesting to see here that SBS actually grabbed an elixir of agility, so when they do get into a fight, she's going to be able to pop that, have a bit extra attack speed, and critical hit chance. So now that she has the Infinity Edge, that's going to really just completely increase her damage that she's going to be dealing out. So nice item to get if you want to go for a really important team fight relatively soon. Otherwise, it's not as cost-effective as some of the other items, so it's telling of what Xenix Storm's strategy is going to be in the very near future. Meanwhile, MiG is feeling quite comfortable to push on and start the siege, but it's very, they do catch Many Reason. A flash, but only into not completely safe territory. Locodoco's going to try to chase him down, however, Impact's in there as well. And the rest of the team of Xenix Storm decided to start the fight, taking out Dr. Mundo first. True Shot Barrage going on SBS to try to keep the AD out of the fight for a little bit longer, allow the rest of the team to get away. Locodoco was not able to pick up the kill, but he did get out safely. One free kill, or not necessarily free. It took a lot of work for Xenix Storm, but a kill coming out on Cloud Templar. It's a really nice job by them to almost lure out some of MiG Frost, pick them apart, and then go after the most desirable target, which was Cloud Templar without that flash.
Taking a Baron. They're going to try Baron right now. And with Anivia at half health there, They know that they have a little bit of an advantage right now. Lee Sin is at low health as well, but he is very durable. There's the crystallized wall just to gain vision of this situation, but a couple wards go down as well. Looks like they might engage on this. Glacial Storm goes down right, forcing everyone into the Baron pit. They do get Baron. Loco Doco is back with full health, but Gunwoong has taken some damage in the meantime, and Xenics goes ahead and takes the Baron pretty much uncontested.
Yeah, having many reason with that, Kog'Maw is going to be able to keep MiG away from the Baron, so really nice job from them to take advantage of the situation that Cloud Templar was not able to come up and smite. It was essentially very safe to get if they weren't going to die. They took a lot less damage than they needed to, or than they normally would have with a different team composition, because Impact has Soraka to keep the tank alive, and Horo is able to shield his teammates as well. Just really nice job to take advantage of the situation.
Yep, well, that means MiG has a chance to go back and heal up now that the pressure's a little bit off. Loco Doco has picked up that Frozen Heart, and we now have a pretty good stuff on Ezreal. Trinity Force on him with a lot of CS, even though he hasn't gotten any kills, he's only died. Not even any assists on Ezreal, actually, although... Oh, well, there's only 2 kills on the team, so it's hard to get assists in that situation.
Yeah, they're not getting a whole lot of kills, but they're doing a really nice job of positioning in these fights to get what they need.
Yeah.
Except for that one Dr. Mundo mistake, which essentially cost them a Baron. They're doing a relatively nice job. Zhonya's Hourglass and Will of the Ancients on Vladimir. He's going to be doing a lot of damage, able to use that Zhonya's Hourglass after he uses his first round of abilities. Wait for the cooldowns to go off before coming right back at the enemy team. Also grabbing an Elixir of Brilliance. So 2 Elixirs on this team so far. I like this style. He just popped it now, so he's going to be having that ability for the next 4 minutes, able to keep this pressure on while they have the Baron buff as well.
Which one of them used the Elixir?
Vladimir.
Oh, okay.
Well, and Sivir used it just a little while ago, too.
Nice. Yeah, so MiG just forced to play a little bit defensively here. Look at the ridiculous ward coverage in the southern jungle of MiG, by the way. There's even a ward in the Wraith pit, just so they know when the Wraiths respawn. It's all over the place. They know they don't need to cover the Baron area quite as much, since blue buff is not up and the Baron, of course, is not up as well. But yeah, and actually, it doesn't look like MiG has an Oracles on their team right now. Oh, this is interesting. We have an Executioner's calling on Sivir. That is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, she's really going for a high critical chance. She's going to want to get a lot of those damage. Because of the Infinity Edge, she's going to be doing 250% damage. Well, so just increasing that chance is going to be even better.
I think that's also targeted at Mundo, because when you activate the Executioner's calling, it lowers healing. So Cloud Templar's ultimate does a lot of healing, and if she can get some grievous wounds off on Mundo, he'll be a lot less effective. And you know what? Mundo's generally unkillable. Guess what? He died early in that fight, possibly as a result of that decreased healing.
Well, he just got the Executioner calling now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, Cloud Templar's going in. Let's see if the ability goes down on him anytime soon. No, he's being a little bit defensive, which is the smart situation to do right now. The rest of his team's not able to fight this. They want to just wait out this Baron, but the siege is very strong from Xenic Storm. So strong that it hurt the servers a little bit. It can't keep up with all this damage that's coming out.
Sivir putting out a ton of damage now.
Oh, wow. Very nice hit on Gunwoong.
And they're going to have to give up this tower, it looks like, because we did see Many Reason go back to heal up. I'm sorry, not Many Reason. Anivia went back to heal up. And so now with these minions here, they're going to take this tower. Doing an extremely good job. They're looks like they're going to turn and take the blue buff of MiG as well while they're stuck in their base.
Yeah, after they get the blue buff, they're going to be able to siege this top turret as well. Very nice minion wave coming to be able to tank a lot of the damage before MiG Frost can actually get there. But nope, MiG Frost is going to get there, be able to clear this with the Glacial Storm coming out of Rapid Star.
Yeah, this is why it's so hard to push towers against an Anivia, because she can just clear up all the minions very, very quickly. You don't get much time to actually poke the tower down.
Yep, and use her crystallized wall to keep away your champions as well. But having Kog'Maw, doesn't matter, you can shoot over walls.
That's true. Gunwoong taking some damage here. Needs to be a little bit careful. He does have a Vamp Scepter, so you can attack those minions and get back up a little bit, but Xenics still doing a lot of poking here. using many reasons' ability to do things at such long range to their advantage, and just continuing to poke.
Yeah, and MiG Frost taking a page from Team OP's book, grabbing that Magi Soul Stealer on Anivia, even though she doesn't have a single kill or assist yet this game. It's going to be interesting to see if that actually comes into effect in a little while.
Sometimes, well, it's easy for Anivia to get assists, at the very least, with her, you know, Glacial Storm doing tons of damage to the entire team. But sometimes it's also when you think you're behind, it's like a desperation item where you're like, all right, well, maybe if I get lucky, this could bring us back in. But here's the engagement. Mei getting his ultimate. He was playing on a lot of champions. Locodoco is going to die. Mei going into Zonia's to avoid the proc. The damage from the tower is going to get on alive. Just barely. Oh my god, Xenics once again having 2 champions barely surviving. They're going to get 2 kills for nothing. Oh my, I just don't know how Xenics is able to do this so often in game 1 in the early game, and now here in game 2, able to just keep their characters alive constantly.
I did like, we saw that Horo actually kicked the egg of Anivia. As she was turning into the egg, she got kicked away from the turret, kind of into a safe zone, so a little unfortunate for Xenic Storm. But just a little time they had while Anivia was rebirthing, they were able to kill both Locodoco and Mad Life, and then eventually take this turret. So it looked like MiG Frost traded those 2 deaths to save the turret, but the problem was that the rest of their champions had to go back and heal, allowing Xenic Storm to finish it off before heading back themselves.
Yeah. Gunwung actually counter-pushing the bottom turret that whole time, is now going to go ahead and steal the enemy blue buff as well. He's going to leave a couple small minions for them just as a consolation prize. Not very nice of him. But that's going to be really nice to have that blue buff on Ezreal, actually. Yeah.
And just able to spam out that ultimate ability even more.
They're gonna camp and wait for Storm to try and come take their own blue buff, and they're gonna magic bush it. Are they gonna check it? Lee Sin can throw his Sonic Wave in there to check if he wants to, but instead he gets position reversed, and he is just gonna pop from a ton of abilities. Oh, is he gonna get away? Horo almost got away. That was really, really cool, but did not quite make it.
Yeah, Soraka actually used the wish, so that's going to make the Xenic Storm team a little bit weaker, seeing as Horo was the only one to take advantage of that.
And guess what? Baron just came back up, and we're going to have Lee Sin down for another 30 seconds, and like you said, Wish is down. So they might actually go and take Baron here.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate for Xenic Storm. You get Clairvoyance to try to prevent things like that, but Clairvoyance was on cooldown at that time, so yeah. Not too good for Lee Sin to go in there with so much switching potential from him.
I think I saw the animation. He was shooting his Sonic Wave into that bush, but it was just too late. The crystallized wall drew him nearer, and then the position reverser from Urgot, of course, pulled him in. Gunwung. Oh, that would have been death.
Unlucky timing from Mei. Actually did damage to him as he was teleporting, but teleport takes precedence if it happens at the exact same time. Very lucky for Gunwung.
Yeah, very, very lucky.
So now Xenic Storm is positioned to, they're just checking to make sure that there's no wards. They're not going to go for it quite yet. They do see that MiG is coming.
Once again, MiG with no, they do have an Oracles now on Alistar, on Mad Life.
Yep.
Never mind. It's okay. Very, very important in these kind of situations when you're trying to defend against the opponent taking a Baron. You want to make sure you have some vision and keep their vision lower.
Yeah, and I really like the critical hit build for Sivir. She's going for the Infinity Edge, the Executioner calling. Zeal's going to help that eventually go to a Phantom Dancer. Meanwhile, the Last Whisper is going to shred the armor of the opponent, or just pierce directly through it.
Yeah.
Instead of going for more damage dealing items, she's just going to try to go for a really, really high critical hit chance. And then 250% of a smaller number is still greater than 100% of a slightly larger number.
And the Executioner's calling is one of the least often used lifesteal items as well. Locodoco going in here. Looked like he might have been thinking about doing a position reverser on someone. If he could grab Kog'Maw, that would be perfect. Kog'Maw does have Flash and Ghost, but it's not going to help. And the blue goes down. Are we going to see a whole fight here? No, it looks like Storm is going back, despite the fact that Mei landed his ultimate Hemoplague on 4 champions. but they feel that's enough damage done to the opposing team that, never mind, they're not, I thought they were going for Baron. They're just backing off here. Shirelia's busted, and they actually run directly in. MiG forced to retreat. No kills thus far for either team.
Yeah, just a lot of poke damage coming out. Xenics Storm's winning the damage fight, but they're using a lot of mana to make it happen. Many Reason already down to half.
Cloud Templar forced to use his ult though already to heal back up again.
Well, that'll make it so that he can't get surprise executioners calling against him.
Oh no, Locodoco standing on an enemy ward here. Many apologies for these lag spikes that we are getting, by the way. We're going to try and get that sorted out for you. But luckily we haven't missed any major action. The game has been kind enough to stay clear for us when there's a major team fight. Cloud Templar says, all right, you landed your Q, bring it, jump on me, I dare ya. Gunwound trying to track down Many Reason, getting a living artillery to the face in return. And it may just come down to this next Baron fight, ladies and gentlemen. Xenics has an advantage, but not a huge one. If they get 3 or 4 kills and a Baron, then Xenics will take a huge, huge lead here. If Frost can get that situation, though, they will take the lead.
One team gets a lead, they'll take a lead. I like it.
It's true.
But now Fled Separ actually almost getting caught, but he is going to be able to throw an infected briefcase and get away.
MiG is on the run. Locodoco forced to flash away. Very, very low in health. And that means with Locodoco recalling back to base, Xenics is going for the Baron. Cloud Templar and Gunwound are trying to contest it. Anivia has a great ult for people who are clumped up like that if she can get into the right location. Xenics has the Baron about halfway down. Are they going to keep going for it? Oh no. Oh, huge fight going on. Crystallized wall going off to save MiG as they try and fall back. Cloud Templar going in for the steal. Cloud Templar gets the steal. Cloud Templar stole Baron for MiG. A huge, huge move there. That was huge. MiG would have gotten decently far behind there if MiG had lost that Baron, but instead, now they have Baron, and now they have minions pushing the bottom lane as well, which are going to get a tower for them if they do not do something about it.
Yeah, MiG was able to steal the Baron, but the thing is they're giving up both the Xenic Storm blue buff and the Dragon in just a moment. The 5 champions of Xenic Storm without the buff is going to be able to keep the 4 of MiG away for the 23 extra seconds until Cloud Templar spawns. But still a really nice job by Cloud Templar to be able to jump in there and grab it, keep the rest of his team away from the fight.
All right. By the way, just so you guys know, the players are not receiving this lag, so don't worry, it's not affecting the actual result of the game. But we are going to try and do something about these lag spikes that are happening surely on the observer end. But in any case, so MiG now has this Baron buff. They have lost all of their towers outside of the inhibitors except for on the bottom lane. So they might want to try and even that up by taking a tower or 2 of their own while they have this Baron buff. They're still a little bit behind in gold. They're still 5,000 behind in gold, so they still might be feeling that like they need to play a little bit defensively. Gunwound continuing to, with Ezreal's mobility, jump around the map and try and counter push. Might meet Vladimir up top though.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see that MiG is sending Ezreal top lane, or split pushing with Ezreal while split pushing with Mundo, and then keeping the other 3 champions in the middle lane. Having Anivia there makes it really, really difficult for Xenics to actually do any sort of aggressive pushing when they see the split happening. So while there's no way for both Gunwound and Cloud Templar to actually teleport back, like we normally see with like a Shen, for example, he still is able to do a lot of damage and be able to stay alive long enough for MiG to be able to defend if they see Xenic Storm.
Well, it's very interesting to see MiG. Sorry about that. It's very interesting to see MiG doing this style as well, considering the fact that they banned out all the best champions for doing this and getting back to their team. So they can't have a Twisted Fate or a Nocturne or a Shen protecting their counter push and then jumping back into the team fights.
Now the blue buff for MiG Frost is up. So they're going to try to grab it really quickly before Xenics Storm gets there. But Xenics Storm quite content just kind of staying in the mid lane. They know they're down a Baron at this point, so they don't want to get in any sort of dangerous situation. But that means they're not going to be able to take advantage of a lot of the other abilities on the map.
Many Reason doing significant damage with that living artillery blast every single time. That is really, I mean, that ult from Kog'Maw is just really, really hurting MiG. Because when it comes to the team fights, they've taken a lot more damage in the poke war previous to them, basically. Uh-oh. Soraka might be a little bit out of position.
Yeah, not only is Kog'Maw doing a lot of damage, but because he has that Rylai's Crystal Scepter, any ability that he hits is going to slow anyone that he hits. So then he's going to be able to land successive ones much easier, and that's just going to snowball a little bit out of control. So we actually see Anivia grabbing the Sorcerer Shoes now, so she's going to be going a little bit faster. Not as quickly as Many Reason, but it doesn't matter. She's playing more of a sit in the middle of the team and do damage, not so much the peripheral run out there and try to get a crystallized wall like Many Reason plays. So different styles coming out of these two champions, or these two summoners for the same champion. Magi's, again, only 1 assist right now, but they haven't really had any sort of crazy engagements since she purchased that item.
No, still only 3 kills for the entire MiG team. But Gunwound taking out another tower on top. Vladimir left him alone for a minute, and that's what happens.
Yeah, really nice job to continue pushing this split attack formation. Xenics Storm not knowing exactly how to deal with it quite yet. However, the Baron is off, so they can start to engage a little bit stronger if they want to put the pressure back onto MiG. But the true shot barrage coming from Ezreal is able to continue to push up the mid lane extremely strongly as well.
Yeah.
Trying to hit a lot of the spawning minions and just do as much damage as possible.
Cloud Templar walking on top of ward there. Looks like Xenics wants to push up the middle here. I believe Baron has run out for, yes, Baron has run out for MiG at this point.
Yeah, and it'll be spawning again in 2 minutes, so not the objective that they're going to be thinking about quite yet. They want to try to do something else in the meantime.
Dragon's going to be coming up in a minute and a half as well, and their own blue buff is going to be up very soon, though, so they might be worried about taking that. Otherwise, Anivia's right there, could steal it, and it pops up in just about 5 seconds.
Yeah, and because MiG's been pushing pretty much every lane simultaneously, they're also getting all the minion kills from these lanes. So while they haven't gotten any extra...
Oh no, Cloud Templar gets caught, busts his ultimate to try and get away. Is he going to be able to escape? They're focusing him down. Oh no, the entire team was not there to deal with that, and so Mundo gets picked off.
And that's where the Executioner calling comes into place. If that had not gone on top of Mundo, he most likely would have been able to get to the rest of the team and then turn that fight around. But great job for all of Xenics to be able to focus him down, prevent a lot of the regeneration, and take him out before he could actually get to the rest of his team.
Yeah,
so also, a little unfortunate for Frost.
Yeah, also the Frozen Mallet and the Rylai's involved there, both keeping him from getting away, keeping him from getting back to his team. Very skillfully done. And now with 1 character down for MiG, Xenics is trying to push it home for an advantage, trying to get an inhibitor tower. We might see them fall back. They know Baron's up in less than a minute now, so they might go ahead and just push this in and say, all right, well, you're going to have to deal with minions in 3 lanes while we go and posture for Baron.
Gunwound taking a lot of extra hits than he really would have liked to. He could have arcane shift out of a few of them, but it doesn't matter because he's going to... Oh, no. He's going to be backing momentarily. And the thing is that while MiG was actually down a champion, it was Mundo who's their tank. So it doesn't really affect too much of the poke war.
Yeah,
because
that's true. That's a good point.
Xenics is trying to get the advantageous position to push the turret, but the tank's not the most important in that situation.
All right, so apparently Loco Doco is having a problem with his computer right now, unfortunately. So we have several members of our staff literally running to try and resolve this situation, and we're going to try and get back into the game here very, very soon. But yeah, this is a really interesting situation. You're right. Cloud Templar on Mundo, not crucial to the poke war, but because he was dead, they couldn't kind of stand outside their tower range. And he's going to be up in about 7 seconds as well once the game resumes. So I don't think Xenics will quite have enough time with 5v4 to get that Baron done, because if they contest it, then Mundo will be back in the fight before too terribly long.
Yeah, stepping away from the current game just for a moment, I really want to thank Riot for implementing both this pause feature in competitive play and the ability to reconnect. It's something that we don't see in a lot of competitive games. So obviously, like, we're on technology. It's something that it's not 100% stable. But the fact that you have the ability to respond to that and have the way to get back into the game is just so helpful.
Yeah, that happened to me earlier. Actually, I was in a game, and we were doing pretty well. And I was the jungle Shyvana, and I disconnected. Actually, the whole client died, and I had to restart my computer. But while I was gone, our team lost a bunch of towers, and we were losing, even though we were winning before. But when I reconnected, we were able to actually win. So that was something literally where that ability won us the game.
Yeah.
And that happens all the time. So it's really cool for them to do that. And on top of that, spectator mode finally out now on the NA server.
Really awesome
cool. It's so fun.
In the near future.
It is so fun. I was able to like hop into a friend's game. I was like, wow, he's been playing for 54 minutes as Lulu. Let me just hop in and see how that game's going, and
be able to rewind and see where everything turned for the good or the worse.
It was really cool.
So Locodoka is back in the game. He wants to make sure everything is going perfectly before they unpause. Make sure that both teams are ready at the same time. We do have, just so you guys know, Xenics is positioning by Baron. Cloud Templar is still down for another 7 seconds like you were talking about. But pretty much all the summoner spells are up for both teams. So an engagement that will be happening relatively soon will be relatively even as far as the cooldowns are concerned.
Yep, all the summer spells. There's a couple ultimates on cooldown for a short amount of time at the moment. But Hemoplague will be back up very soon. Yeah, we are really sorry again for the technical difficulties that we're experiencing, but we're going to get back into the game here pretty soon. But in the meantime, while you guys are waiting for the game to resume, pull up another tab, go to azubu.com, make sure you sign up there. You can go ahead and check out reviews of games and all kinds of cool stuff like that. All kinds of cool content. Also, OGNLOL.com, Azubu actually put some of their stuff on there. And here we are back into the game. Okay, leave that tab open for later, but come back and watch possibly one of the last team fights. Xenics. They've remaneuvered around to the left side. They might be able to catch them off guard. Oh, if only they do know where they are. Looks like they're trying to catch him. Rapid Star, no! Rapid Star flashes away, but they're following him. The jump by, he gets egged immediately. Rapid Star gets killed off very quickly. Just was wandering the wrong place at the wrong time. They thought Xenics was up here near the Baron buff, but instead they were all in that bush, and now Xenics is going to get the Baron. Cloud Templar is not even going to try and steal it this time. Baron is going to go to Xenics for free. And ladies and gentlemen, that brings them to an almost 7,000 gold lead and the Baron buff for another 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate for Rapid Star to get in that situation. They moved in. They knew that Xenic Storm was somewhere in the Baron area. They're trying to clear the wards, but for some reason, Rapid Star went off on his own to the blue just to check exactly what was going on. But didn't learn from before the mistake that Cora made and repeated it for the opposite team. And that's going to be a Baron buff. That's going to be a turret. That's going to be an inhibitor. Ezreal, however, is going to try to go and grab the red buff and possibly Dragon. We'll have to see where he goes after he grabs his own buff. But blue is up for MiG Frost, so that's going to allow Xenic Storm to grab it really quickly. They want to, but no! Gunwound's actually going to get caught here.
The Shurelius goes off, he phase shifts in, but no! Too much damage! Gunwound goes down very quickly. And Xenics says, well, that brings us to a very convenient position next to this turret. We'll take that as well.
Yeah, the Iron Will being put on SBS has allowed him to tank that turret very nicely. An extra kill for Xenic Storm, and the buff that Gung was trying to keep away from them ended up going to Xenic Storm anyway. And unfortunately for MiG Frost, it went on to SBS.
Oh, that was perfect then. Yeah, I mean, it was like, okay, well, Anivia's almost back up. Then it'll be 5v5 again. And then they lost Gunwound at the exact moment. But they might lose it again. Oh, no. Hemoplague going down. I don't think it's quite going to get any kills because they're going to be able to withdraw to their turret. But in the meantime, they're going to lose another inhibitor. Ladies and gentlemen, it does not look as if MiG is going to get a 3-0 here. Xenics is way ahead, 10,000 gold now, 2 inhibitors up. They still have the Baron buff. They can go back, take the entire jungle from both sides of the map, buy some more items, and be in a hugely advantageous position very soon. They're even going to get the blue buff as well. For many reasons, going to get their blue buff. Xenics is starting to run away with this game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, they're up by almost 10k gold at this point, able to have the Baron buff for another 2 minutes or so. So that's going to be giving them the ability to push on that final turret, or the final inhibitor turret, while the super minions push up both other lanes. May actually clearing this lane before actually heading back, allowing the rest of his champions to go do that instead. Grabbing a Void Staff for Kog'Maw, so he's getting really, really strong. He's going to be doing a lot of AP damage. Just the pokes that are going to be coming out of many reasons are ridiculous.
That just feels really good when you're Vladimir and you have enough AP that Tides of Blood will clear out an entire minion wave in one shot. Very, very cool. And actually, look at that.
And then he just increases it even further.
And then he goes home and gets a Rylai's. Oh my gosh.
Meanwhile, Guardian's Angel for Sivir, she hasn't really been having too many issues dying, only 1 death so far. But that's going to just increase her survivability even more.
It's her 6th item. We have a full build on Sivir right now. So you want to get something. You want to get something for survivability, just in case you focus you. You can. It's kind of like a Zhonya's for an AD carry in a way.
Yeah, she's gonna have to sell those Berserker Greaves and buy an extra Phantom Dancer if she gets too much money, or just continually get more and more elixirs.
Oh my God, Sivir has 404 CS.
That's kind of ridiculous. Well, it is. We are at a 50-minute game almost, so not too surprising.
MiG fighting to save their 3rd inhibitor tower. If they lose, if you get 3 inhibitors down, it's pretty much it's almost undefendable at that point. And they actually are falling back here, forced to fall away from the Kog'Maw ultimates, lest they take a lot of damage. Kog'Maw has so many good items right now. He can just pelt away there. Sivir barreling down on that tower is going to take it out very quickly. And now, with Ezreal low on health, he's forced to retreat. They're going to get the inhibitor as well. MiG has no inhibitors right now. There are 3 inhibitors down. Is Xenics going to try and push this for the win? Or are they just, I mean, all they have to do is stay here, use the sustainability of Baron buff, wait for the super minions to come in here, and take out those towers for the win.
Yeah, the Baron has just finished, so they're not going to be able to get that little advantage. But the thing is, having so many minions coming from every direction is going to give them such a tank against the turrets. However, the fight is starting. They're getting a little bit gritty here. However, it doesn't matter. Cloud Templar is going down.
Many reasons assaulting them all from afar, getting so many kills. Sivir getting a double kill, a triple kill for Sivir as well. Oh my God, and that is going to be game. Ladies and gentlemen, Xenics Storm losing the first game has come back, is going to bring it to a tie. GG.
Oh man, that game was back and forth for 45 minutes. One mistake from Anivia, and that just snowballed out of control.